On the cliffs beyond Themyscira's safe walls, Diana sparred once again with Alcippe, captain of the guard. The princess bore fresh marks from the bout, but her spirit burned with determination.
You got me good this time, Alcippe. I'll have a difficult time hiding this one from Mother.
Next time, do not try any extravagant moves.
You mean my attempt to take you down with my rope? I assumed you would be proud I tried to master it. It is a clever weapon, one that entangles the enemy without unnecessary bloodshed. Although, somehow, I get the feeling you do not approve.
When battle is unavoidable, a more traditional weapon better suits victory. Do you truly think to best me with a tool used to corral kangas and goats?
I am beginning to think nothing I attempt would help me triumph over the undefeated Alcippe, captain of the guard.
I have been defeated before. Once.
Intrigued, Diana leaned forward. Alcippe's words carried the weight of memory, and the admission pierced the legend of her captain's invincibility.
Really? By who?
Your mother.
Hippolyta? I have never seen her so much as beat a rug. I assumed those stories of her were exaggerated.
They were not. She is the greatest warrior this world has ever known. Women from every corner of Earth wanted to join Hippolyta, the golden warrior. There was a time in the beginning when she and I were at odds. I felt she was not mighty enough to lead. She proved me wrong. Do not let her current complacence fool you. That same fire still burns in Hippolyta's eyes, though it has become buried by peace and duty.
As the horizon blazed with the final light of day, Diana and Alcippe lingered on the cliffs of Themyscira. The sea stretched before them, vast and unknowable, as their conversation turned from studies to futures neither fully understood.
Well, Golden Warrior Hippolyta wanted me back before nightfall. I suppose she will want to see me to make sure I'm keeping up on my studies.
And are you?
Yes, but it will do me no good. My mother is a great ruler. Our people have no need of a second queen. I am better utilized here.
I see. However, suppose you do not become queen, and our danger resolves. Where do you see your future?
I do not know. Sometimes I feel... Alcippe, what was the outside world like? Do any survive there now?
When we left, few survived the death and fire that consumed the earth from the gods' war with the Titan. However, some endured. Over time, a small number of outsiders may have found their way to Themyscira, but we discerned the world to still be riddled with cruelty and suffering. The power of the island does not permit memory of the past to those who intrude here, or of Themyscira if they manage to escape. Yet from items they carried, we learned of a city beside the Orontes shaken to dust, and a plague where healers wore masks to block the stench of death. And lastly, a deadly war that encompassed decades. It has been centuries since an outsider stepped foot on Themyscira. Perhaps they finally succumbed to their wars and disasters. It is very likely none other than us now exist. Before the Titan's destruction, however, there was beauty and vast, boundless lands, so much yet undiscovered. I would have liked to have seen the world as such once more, and my people. You should leave now, Princess. The Queen is expecting you at the festivities. I will follow shortly.
The two women stood in silence as the sun set, the waves crashing far below. Between them hung the weight of destiny, and the question of whether the world beyond their island's sanctuary held only ruin or possibility.
Joy and responsibility could exist side by
Hello,
side.
Princess.
Greetings, Troya.
Tomorrow would bring Chitroi, the day of honoring the dead. As a child, Dianna had looked forward to the dramas that paid tribute to departed souls. The stage, the ceremonies, the weight of tradition had always stirred her young heart with wonder. But this year was different. Her anticipation was clouded by shadows, her thoughts darkened by questions she could not ignore. How much longer could her people celebrate, laugh, and sing when danger crept ever closer, threatening to unravel it all? Amidst the revelry, Diana's solemn steps stood in sharp contrast to the joy around her. Children laughed and played, Amazons embraced the night in merriment, and yet Diana's heart remained heavy.
I see my niece finally makes an appearance.
Greetings, Eris's High Priestess Antiope, Hades' High Priestess Melanippe. Apologies for my lateness. I have been occupied.
Apparently. So busy you did not attend council today, though you are now of age.
I thought only immortals were allowed on council, and felt I was not necessary.
Perhaps in that I would agree, but your mother wished you present. Speaking of Hippolyta, I see she continues her annual absence from Anthesteria. The entire council has reason to detest Athenian festivals, but I suppose some take their duty of appearance more seriously than others. Melanippe, give the princess her message.
What is this?
Important notes from today's council with the Queen. It is critical you understand its implications.
Does this have anything to do with what is happening to the island? Do you have clues as to the source of our troubles?
Read the scroll. You will see. Come, Melanippe. Enjoy the festivities, Dianna, and may Ares bless your night with triumph.
Dianna stormed through the halls, her steps echoing like thunder in the night. The scroll, clutched in her hand, carried words that burned her heart with fury.
Mother, you cannot let those ignorant harpies do this.
Greetings to you as well, Dianna.
The council says the city is facing these recent troubles because the gods no longer approve of you as queen, and now our people will vote to depose you? You, who has been their queen for thousands of years? It is utterly stupid nonsense.
If it is the will of the gods, then I must step down.
You have always obeyed the command of the gods. Their disapproval cannot be the source of our threat. This is nothing more than a desperate explanation given by a frightened council. You have only ever been a great and kind queen.
You forget, I also betrayed our people. They are right to question me.
That was long ago, Mother. You need to forgive yourself.
I cannot, and I should not. The faces of those lost because of my selfishness haunt me every day, including that of Penthesilea, my sweet youngest sister. How I wish I could delight in her laugh one last time.
Walk with me, dear.
Dianna, did I ever tell you that in my absence Alcippe was by Penthesilea's side when she fell to Achilles? In those days she still bore the name Philippus. She risked her own life to steal my sister's body away from Achilles, to give her an honorable burial. She did so because even then, when I had abandoned my own people, she respected my wishes. That was her name long ago, Philippus, the nomad queen of the icelands of Alcyoneus, a title she cast aside when she swore an oath of peace to me. Alcippe was her new chosen name, but in my heart she is forever Philippus. She is my true friend. Perhaps that is why I trust her so completely to care for you.
What? You know?
That you and she slip outside the walls every day so she can teach you our ways of combat? Of course I do. I have lived thousands of years. You think me so daft as to believe you were out studying various facets of Amazon society all this time? You despise studying.
So, you knew? This whole time? And you just let it happen?
Not exactly. I never wanted you to learn to fight. I do not feel it necessary for you to risk yourself as I had to in order to rule as queen. However, Alcippe was certain it was necessary, and she was hard to dissuade.
You have spoken to Alcippe about this?
She came to me one day, guilt over your secret training heavy on her mind. But I already knew. I was angry with her at first, but then she told me of your first outing onto the island. You had run off that afternoon, and she followed. You seemed merely curious about the island beyond, and she was about to bring you back. But when Pegasus approached you, she stayed her hand. He was a symbol of special importance in her homeland, and she realized something was different about you. She then asked my permission to continue your training, feeling an inexplicable pull to do so. I grudgingly allowed it, knowing that if anyone could protect you, it would be Alcippe. Upon seeing how challenging the fighting arts were, I thought you would quit on your own. Then we would move forward as I intended, free of your misguided pursuits. However, you kept going.
But once it was clear I wanted to continue, why didn't you put a stop to it?
Because you seemed so happy. Your secret outings gave a new light to your eyes I had never seen before. I grew accustomed to seeing you smile. I craved to see it. I could not take that away from you.
I only wish I could have provided you with such happiness.
Mother, you do make me happy. I understand my mortality frightens you, but you now see the danger I tried to tell you about. I could not just stand by and watch it seep into our home. Alcippe and I have learned this threat originates from across the boundaries of Themyscira. It is not caused by the gods' disapproval of your rulership. Please, you must dissuade the council from this path, so we can pull together and face this danger as one.
I was a fool for disregarding your word long ago, Dianna. But now we are left with little option but to follow the will of the council. I will be by your side as you are called to serve your people, though I understand it is in a far different way than you wish.
What do you mean?
If I am to be called down, a new queen is required, and you are my heir. However, only an immortal can rule the Amazons. Once my deposal is certain, the council bids you to enter ceremony with the gods and ask for eternal life. Once granted, you will ascend as our new queen. I hope you can understand, Dianna. It is best for our people.
Best for our people? You wanted this my whole life, always pushing me to become a perfect vision of a queen so the gods would give me immortality. How could you not care how I felt?
Dianna, you do not understand. You cannot know what it is like to have something so precious as a child, only to watch it slowly die.
Mother, I will never even have the choice to know such a thing as a child if I become immortal. You would condemn me to a life you betrayed all to escape?
Dianna, if it is true I must step down, your duty is to appeal to the gods for eternal life and become queen in my stead. I have catered to your wants for too long. This time you will obey.
Unable to bear the weight of her mother's command, Dianna ran into the night. Torn between love and duty, Hippolyta whispered into the night, mourning the daughter she could not hold on to.
I would betray all for you, my beloved, to keep you with me. The gods forgive me if I do wrong.
Dianna fled into the forests of Themyscira, her sandals striking the earth in rhythm with her racing heart. As if echoing her mother so many years before, Dianna fled. She knew there was no escape, yet she flew onwards into the forests that had always given her solace. And yet, even here, Dianna could not outrun the web of fate. A fiery comet tore across the heavens, descending upon her like a predator stalking its prey. For, like a spider stalking its prey, it found her.